Second tries a charm. Hello YouTube! We are here again for the second time because I messed up and did not explain things properly. As you can probably tell, we got gold, silver, morphing jar. We are looking at a Darkworld Turbo deck profile. This is a straight Darkworld. There's no chaos variants. I don't even think there are lights. There's one not dark, and that's morphing jar. There's no synchroing. There's no nothing. This is straight Darkworld. Darkworld was the first deck I ran in tournament, and the first deck to top. So here we go. We start off with the boss monster, 3 Grapha. Surprised this didn't get hit with the ban list, but it probably will next ban list, to be honest. If you look, there's usually a Darkworld that tops at a YCS, and when they win. I'm not saying if, I'm saying win, because Darkworlds are good. This is the boss monster here, Grapha. When he's discarded by a card effect, you destroy 1 card on the field. You can special summon him from the graveyard by returning 1 face-up Darkworld monster you control to your hand. Abusive. 3 with the field spell, he's at 3000. Grapha, OTK. Then we have 3 Snow. When Snow is discarded by a card effect, you get to search any card that has Darkworld in its name. So you can search another Snow, you can search Grapha, you can search Dealings, you can search Brow, Gold, Silver, the field spell, anything. Then we have Triple Brow. When discarded by a card effect, draw a card. When discarded by your opponent's card effect, draw 2. All Darkworlds get secondary effects based on being discarded by your opponent's card effects, but we're not going to get into those because those are very rare to come about. Then we have Triple Trans Archfiend. Darkworlds changed and got good with Trans Archfiend. Level 4, Fiend. Targetable by your field spell. Once per turn, you can pitch a Fiend. Everything in here is Fiend except for Dad and Morphing Jar. Pitch a Fiend, he gains 500, and you get the Fiend's effect. Pitch Grapha, pop a card. That's where the little bit of turboing comes in here. Then we have one of the 2 5s, Gold and Silver. When they're discarded, special summon them. They're pretty abusable too. There's fairly good graveyard control, so we just have 1 Dark Arm Dragon. You can remove and play it. You have to have exactly 3 Darks in your graveyard to special summon him. You can remove and play Dark Monster to destroy. Ooh! Speaking of remove and play, I completely forgot to tell you. When Trans Archfiend is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can select one of your banished dark monsters, remove and play dark monsters, depending on, I don't know what you like to call it, banished, remove and play dark monsters, and add it to your hand. That's why we don't run a lot of the crazy stuff. 1 Morphing Jar, because if you don't run Morphing Jar in Darkworlds, kill yourself. Flip, discard your entire hand, get all their effects, then draw 5. Triple Gates. All searchable by Snow. All Fiend type monsters on the field gain 300 attack, and once per turn, you, the controller of this card, can discard, or I believe it's banish 1 Fiend type to discard 1 Fiend type to draw 1 card. Once per turn, also the beautiful combo of having another one in your hand, using it, doing a new one. It's broken, but at the same time beautiful. 3 Darkworld Dealings. Draw a card, discard a card. Each player draws 1 card and then discards 1 card. It's the heart and soul, essentially. It's what you draw with. Then we have Triple Drag Down to the Grave. Each player looks at the other player's hand, selects 1's cards, select one of the cards, discards it, and then both players draw one card. Basically, you wait until you have just your Darkworld cards in your hand, then activate it. And it's oh so good when you discard their key card. It's essentially just like another dust shoot. It's ridiculous. Although they're all darks, banishing one won't hurt. Card destruction. Pop a card, or both players send their entire hands. You might then draw the same number. You might have your opponent have a really good hand, discard it all. Draw into a Monster Reborn and Monster Reborn their boss card. Foolish Burial, I don't know why. All my decks seem to have a Foolish Burial in it. Thought somebody was coming in. Sorry. Send your graph up, bounce your graph up. It's really good. And graveyard control for Dark Arm. Double MST. Let me check to see if I have a heavy. Do not run a heavy storm simply because we enjoy our field spell. Monster Reborn, Book of Moon, Pot of Avarice might be coming out for a Mind Crush. And actually, Pot of Avarice will probably be coming out for a Mind Crush. Dark Hole. Stables. I don't have a Mind Crush in here. Hate me, but I just don't. Triple. Reckless Greed. Stacks the draws. 2 draw. Skip your next 2 draw phase. Does not stack the draw phase. And if you activate one, draw into it, set it, activate another, it just restarts the draw phase anyways. Mirror Force and the Solemn Brigade. This deck, that was the deck. This deck, as of right now, it's running very smooth. The Trance Archfiends with getting your remove and play stuff back to your hand to just re-abuse because not much like special summoning, not much field presence until you go off. But at the same time, it works very well. I enjoy it. It's an amazingly fun deck. Pisses people off. If you notice, there's no smogs. We're team budget for a reason. I had a smog at one point. I traded it for an entire zombie deck. Then I traded my entire zombie deck for an entire Lightsworn deck. Then I traded my entire Lightsworn deck for an entire Gusto deck. Then I traded my entire Gusto deck for the Frog deck. Check out the Frog deck profile. Comment if you think the Frog deck profile is too quiet, but first turn up the volume on your computer. Team budget here. I feel like that's all my deck profiles. There'll be other videos of duels and me talking and ranting. Also, comment if you enjoy the mat. Everybody at Locals goes crazy for this. I forgot what I was gonna say. Magic deck profiles. Coming up, Magic deck profiles. I like to play new games. So if you have any new card games, new board games, video games, tell me about them. If you play any video games, specifically PC only, video games, online, let me know. Channel name is my Steam name, is my Dueling Network name. All of it's the same, TGIF. So just comment, rate, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Team budget, enjoy.